Hey boo, welcome to my channel. My name is Sheila. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. In today's video, this is going to be one of the most serious videos that I think I've done thus far. And it's just something that's been on my heart and something that I've seen in newspapers, on social media, in the press. And I just felt like I needed to address it because it's something that's deep in my heart. So if you're interested in this video, go ahead and keep it right here. But before we get started, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my channel. If you have not, I would love to have you be a part of my YouTube family. So go ahead and subscribe to my channel now because you might forget at the end of the video. Okay guys, so this topic is so dear to my heart for multiple reasons. Some reasons I'm not ready to share yet. I think I'm still healing from certain things that's happened to me in my life. But everything on social media, every newspaper you pick up, if they even make newspapers, but every newscast, every broadcasting station, everyone is talking about Bill Cosby going to jail, well, to prison for sexual harassment, well, sexual assault. And I feel like we are still in this day and age blaming the victim for telling their story or for being abused, which I don't understand. Like, I don't understand how someone who already went through something, who was violated, who was drugged, who was not in control of what was happening to their body, is being blamed for it happening and being blamed for speaking out on it. This is my thing. At the end of the day, when someone gets murdered, we never be like, oh, they just doing it for fame, or they just doing it because, you know, they want to be known. Like, we don't say that. Because it's a tragedy that happened to someone. No matter if that person was a good person or not, it's a tragedy that happened to them. So I don't understand how someone saying, hey, I was raped, or hey, this person sexually harassed me or assaulted me, and we're all like, you just want fame, or you are the reason it happened, the way you were dressed, or what you had on, or you was asking for it. Like, I still don't understand in 2018 why our society still has that mindset. And I know it's not everyone. I'm not saying everyone in the world feels this way, but it's just crazy because when you look at broadcasts and news outlets, and someone comes forward and says Bill Cosby did this to me, their first reaction is, well, you was on drugs back in the 60s, or you were a teenager, you don't remember, you probably consented to it. Like, there's just always first an excuse, instead of, to me, taking what the person's saying and be like, okay, tell me what happened, let's talk about it, let's figure out what the next step is. Eventually you're going to find out the truth anyway. That's what going to the courts does. That's what having a jury does. That's what a judge is for. But you have to take every single allegation as it's true, because you never know if it's not. And everyone's all like, it's Bill Cosby, he's the world's dad, or I can't remember what the phrase is that everyone says for him. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, Jesus is the Son of God, and they prosecuted him. People talked about him. People were trying to discredit him. You know what I mean? And he is Jesus. So why are we holding so much faith and love and just like, this person can never do wrong for Bill Cosby? I love the Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that was a show. This is a man. You know what I mean? They're two different things. I think it's hard for people to believe it because they're so, like, the idea of Bill Huxtable is like what they are seeing, and that's what they're translating into what is being done to this man. But at the same time, that's a show. This is a human being. It's different. So all I want people to do, or my point that I keep trying to get my friends, that when we talk about it, or when we have these conversations, is it doesn't matter who the person is. if they do something to someone that's unwanted, if they violate someone and it's unwanted, if multiple people are coming to you and saying, he did this to me, he did this to me, he drugged me, he drugged me, he drugged me, he drugged me, and all their stories are matching, like, now it's to the point where we're kind of like, okay, Bill, you know what I mean? Like, now it's to the point where you have to be realistic. You have to be like, okay, this might be something. I'm not saying believe everyone that comes out and says somebody did something to them, because there's people that do lie. There's people that use that for fame. There's people that use that to bring somebody down for revenge. And I get that. But the mentality of us blaming the victims of sexual assault is ridiculous to me, because sexual assault to me is one of those crimes that you literally are being violated. Someone is literally putting their hands or whatever on you without your consent. That's like, to me, that's terrible. You know what I mean? Like, that's the worst thing, I feel like. I mean, other than killing someone, you are literally taking their soul from them, because you are touching them, you are abusing them, you are doing things to them without their consent. And to me, that's just so low down. That's just so dirty. That's a terrible crime. And I just don't understand, if someone is brave enough to say, hey, this happened to me, let's listen to them. I'm not saying when someone says, let's go ahead and be like, girl, you telling the truth, let's call the FBI. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if someone is brave enough to come forward and say that, let's investigate that. Let's not shame them. I think some of these women that blame Bill Cosby are getting death threats. Some of them have to move. Some of them are not able to sleep at night because they're scared that someone's going to break into their house and try to hurt them. Like, you guys are, when people are doing this, you're literally still assaulting them. Like, they already went through the drama, like the trauma, and you're still doing it to them. So it's like they're trying to heal from what happened, and you're doing it on a daily basis on social media. I've seen some news reports where they're talking about, well, what's her name? The model from back in the day, Janice Dickerson. Well, she was on drugs and she was super sexual and all this, so she deserves it. Like, I don't care what you've been through. No one should touch you without your permission. No one should feel like they are more powerful than you to where they can do that to you and they can still live in this world and nothing's going to happen to them. That's not fair. That's not right. And just the disrespect that someone has for that, I don't understand. And I'm not just talking about Bill Cosby. The only reason I brought that up is because that's what's been happening, you know, in these last couple of days, since he's been sentenced, and even before that. It's just been like, all these women got together and they're trying to bring this man down. Like, come on, y'all. Like, the stories are too similar. You know what I mean? Like, and I think it's like 35 women. I just don't believe 35 grown people came together and was like, girl, you know Bill Cosby? Yeah, I know Bill Cosby. I know Bill Cosby too. You know what we should do? We should say that he molested us, or we should say that he raped us, or we should say that he drugged us. Yeah, let's all say that. Yeah. Like, it doesn't even make sense for that to be what is happening. Like, people are legit upset because they feel like these women are trying to take this man down. And I don't understand that, because some of these women were from different time periods in Bill's life. So I don't understand. But however, moving forward, I'm not just saying this for Bill Cosby. I'm saying this for Weinstein. I'm saying this for the guy at CBS, Moonves, or whatever his name is. For the guy down the street that's been doing stuff to people, the president. I'm saying this for everyone who has touched, abused their power, their status, who they are, to molest, abuse, assault people. And I'm going to say people because this does not just happen to women. It does happen to men. It happens to children. So I just don't understand, if someone says something happened to them, Who are we to not listen to them? Who are we to not take the time to understand what's going on? We can't do that. That's not fair. Because if it happened to your mom, if it happened to your sister, if it happened to your daughter, you would want to get to the bottom of this. And those women and guys that come out and are saying that they're victims of this, they are someone's father, son, brother, sister, niece, nephew, mom, sister, best friend. You know, there's someone. And they deserve the same respect that you would want someone to give your family member or your loved ones. So that's why at the end of the day, it's already hard for a victim to come out. Don't make it harder for the next victim to come out. Because we are, as a society, are treating these victims as people that want fame, or people that are being vindictive, people that are trying to get revenge. Treat them as human beings who are trying to express and share what happened to them in hopes that it doesn't happen to someone else. Can you imagine if the first person or the second person that was assaulted by Mr. Bill Cosby, can you imagine if they came out and went hard like these women have been doing right now? We wouldn't have 35 women. But back then it was a little different. You know, now we have social media. I can tweet, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. You know, there's so many different ways to get the word out. There's so many more ways for more people to hear you. You know what I mean? So some of these, I think I've heard some of these women did try to reach out, but like, who's going to believe that Bill Cosby, Bill Cosby for the Bill Cosby show is abusing women? Like, who's going to believe you? But imagine if they had social media back then. This would have been spread everywhere, you know what I mean? So therefore, it would have been more people looking into it, more people talking about it, and we would have came to this conclusion that we came to this year, where he's now sentenced. But I just want people to remember, like, it's already hard for victims to come out, so don't make it any harder. And actually, victims coming out and talking about what happened to them helps our future, because these things, hopefully, will happen less and less, and these men and women that are abusing people will not have a chance to abuse more people. So it kind of prevents it from happening again. I'm not saying that we're going to end all of it ever in life, but I'm saying if we talk about it, I just feel like it does nothing but make our society, our world, for our children better. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying in this video, in this long video, the only thing I was trying to say that just is aggravating me as being someone who is a victim of certain things that has happened to me in my life, I just can't understand why when someone comes forward and says, I'm being abused, or I'm being hurt, or this is happening to me, our first reaction is to kind of question them and interrogate them and make them feel less than, instead of embracing them, instead of saying, hey, we're going to get through this, let's talk about it, let's figure it out. I feel like that's the way we're supposed to be. That's the step that we're supposed to take as a society. We're supposed to all love on each other. We're supposed to all try to protect each other, care for each other. So these things are not everyday conversations. These things are not things that are hidden, that we don't talk about, that we don't express, you know? So I just feel like we really have to stop blaming the victims. We have to encourage them to use their voice. We have to encourage them to tell their story, because one, it's healing for them. Two, it's healing for our society. And three, it helps prevent future crimes and future situations if we know that these things are happening and we know who these people are. So that's all I wanted to say. I just wanted to vent and say that, because I'm literally tired of people bringing up things that have happened in these ladies' lives and saying, well, she's not a good person. She did this in the past. It doesn't matter what kind of person you are. Anyone can be a victim. You can be the best lawyer in the world. You can still be a victim. You can be the biggest movie star in the whole wide world. as we're seeing now in Hollywood. You can still be a victim. So therefore, don't let the past or what somebody has done or their profession, if they're a stripper or if whatever it is about them, don't let that shadow you from really caring for someone, from really embracing someone and empowering victims to talk, because this is one of those crimes that's not reported, because one, you're ashamed, two, you don't want to put that business out because you feel like it's going to be embarrassing for you, your family. No one's going to understand. People are going to blame you. And so once you do that and people are blaming you, it kind of makes it like, why did I even tell? I should have just dealt with this inside. I should have just been depressed about it. I should have just kept it to myself. So let's not blame the victims. Let's embrace those that have been abused. Let's try to be more compassionate, have empathy, and just try to be what you would want someone to be if this happened to your family member, how you would want someone to treat them. And when you think about it like that, you'll realize that all this name calling, all these blaming the victim things and the articles and stuff like that, it's unnecessary. It's not needed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand it. And usually I don't talk about stuff like this, but like this is really like touched my heart and like really makes me I'm just surprised that we're even doing this. You know what I mean? Especially in this Me Too movement era. Like I'm shocked that we're still blaming women. Like, we're supposed to be progressing. Back in 1950, okay, that was a different time. You know what I mean? So I get the mindset that those people had back then is a little different than now. Now, women, we have power. We have a voice. Use your voice. Don't let anyone bring you down. If you're a victim, you go tell who you need to tell. You do what you need to do for you. If that's confronting the person that's hurt you, if that's getting the law involved, you do what you have to do. Don't let these people that are shaming victims and blaming victims behind their computers, on that keyboard, writing all this stuff, don't let them stop you from telling your truth and living your truth. But y'all, that's all for this video. I think I got everything out that I wanted to say. So I think we're good to go. But I just really wanted to have that conversation and say that because I feel like we are doing too much. Like, we need to simmer down. Like, we're here. I need us to knock it down to here. Like, it's too much. And so those are my thoughts. You guys, let me know what you think about the topic of blaming victims. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. And those are just my 2 cents. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you go ahead and subscribe to my channel now. Right now, go ahead, subscribe, and make sure you check back in for more videos. Bye.